Hi, everyone. I'm Jack Coyer from Garden Gate Magazine. I am joined today by Peggy Ann Montgomery. Hi, Peggy.
Hi, Jack. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. You and I have been working on this tour that we're promoting today for a few months now, and we released it, 3 weeks ago, and we've had really good response. But we are going to tour your backyard, basically, the Brandywine Valley.
That's right. I'm very fortunate to live in the garden capital of the United States. There are so many beautiful public and private gardens in this area. You could spend a lifetime looking at them all.
Yeah, so our tour starts on June 8th, and we're going to have 5 days of tours. Everybody will meet up the first night. We'll have a welcome dinner, and we've put together a list of gardens, both public and private. I think that's what's really interesting. I mean, there's a lot of public gardens that people can go to on their own, but we are also going to take people to these private gardens, some of your friends, some gardens that we have actually photographed before. So I'm really excited to share these gardens.
Me too. There's nothing quite as wonderful as showing someone something that you already love so dearly and being able to share that with people is probably one of the greatest joys in gardening that there is.
Yeah, I agree. And one of the locations is your house, you and your husband Dan Benarchik, who is also works at Chanticleer, and we will be touring Chanticleer as well, and hopefully get a tour from Dan, or maybe we'll split up and maybe have a couple tours, which would be more intimate too. But I've been to your house and Dan's house a couple times, and we shot videos there. It's just a lovely place. I know people will just love it.
Well, we're very excited to have everybody. I think it might be kind of fun and interesting to get to know Dan and I a little bit and see our garden and then be able to look at the work he does at Chanticleer, which is, of course, quite different. And we're hoping that it'll give you kind of a more intimate view of us and the whole gardening experience in this area.
Well, yeah, and another private tour stop that we're going to go on is the Garden of Andrew Bunting, and I think his title right now is Vice President of Horticulture for the Pennsylvania Horticulture Society, I believe. And he spent time at Chicago Botanic, and we visited his house and photographed there maybe a couple of years ago. But he's also just a wealth of knowledge and so open about his garden, and has changed his garden over time. It's very interesting. I think people will really enjoy that as well.
I do too. Andrew's been a friend for a long, long time, and he's one of the most incredible plantsmen I have ever met. And all of these private gardens that you're going to be seeing, people really put their heart and soul into these, and they're very excited to show them to you. And they really, the only reason they do it, nobody's getting paid. It's just for the love of gardening and for sharing. And you will love Andrew's garden. I see something new there every time I visit.
Yes, and well, speaking of plantsmen and a garden I've never been to or never met, David Culp,
Hmm.
who you've secured his garden for us to tour. So I'm really excited for that.
Yes, some of you might know David from some of the books he's written, The Layered Garden. He's a wealth of knowledge, especially in hellebores and snowdrops. He's one of the kindest people on earth. He has a very beautiful garden, and again, he's a plantsman extraordinaire. And to get an inside look at what they call his garden, the Brandywine Garden, it's really going to be special. He's a wonderful host.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. And then there's a private garden that we photographed before. We think people would really like Naima Marsh. But then and besides Chanticleer on the public gardens, of course, Longwood Gardens will spend time. Just a destination garden for everyone. So, do you want to speak on that, Peggy Ann?
I love Longwood Gardens. People ask me sometimes what is my favorite garden in the Brandywine Valley, and I just flatly refuse to answer because they are all beautiful in their own right. They have different missions and different objectives, and I don't think that they should really be compared that way. We go to Longwood all the time. My husband teaches there, so we have passes. So you'll find us there on Christmas Day this year. It is beautiful. They're doing another major renovation. They just redid their 100-year-old fountain gardens. They're building a new conservatory, and they are just always, always, always improving. It's beautiful. It's fine gardening,
Yeah,
and you're gonna love every minute of it.
yeah, that's great. And we've been doing these tours now for a couple years, and this is our first domestic tour. And we chose this region because, well, we're familiar with it, but we know you. We wanted to work with you on it, and but the great thing about these tours that I've been lucky enough to go on to England with Garden Gate and Ireland and France is just the people that your fellow travelers that you get to spend time with, and you meet these new people, and they're into gardening, and you're on the bus and you're anticipating going to see a garden, and after the garden you're all talking about what you could take away from that garden for your own garden, and at dinner you're sharing photos of your personal garden with each other. So it's really become a nice group. We have people that had gone to Europe with us in previous years are going to be on this tour as well. We saw some sign up, so we have some repeat customers. So I'm really excited for that.
I am too. I think the most important thing in the world is a human connection. And, plants give us that shared love and background to start our friendships with.
Yeah,
So I really think that the time on the bus and the time we get to spend listening to each other's stories is definitely the most precious.
you can learn a lot from people,
Yeah.
and then that's the same like that private gardens too. That human interaction with another gardener, you can just learn so much, and so people can just we feel like take a lot away from these tours. So
Plant people are good people, Jack. That's my view.
yeah,
And everybody that's going to share their garden is going to be great and excited, and they're going to share their triumphs and also their failures because we all have those.
yeah.
And I think you'll get a very special look. And I can tell you for sure that they're all very excited to have you come.
So well, you and Dan are a prime example of that. Just the greatest people, and we've had the best time. I've had the best time getting to know you and visiting your gardens, and have learned so much from you just in the short interactions that I've had with you. So
Well, that's very sweet.
thanks. Yeah. So the tour is June 8th through June 14th, and we'll all meet at the hotel the first night in the Brandywine Valley, Philadelphia, Wilmington, Delaware area, and then we have 5 days of garden. So I can't wait. Thank you for joining me, so
It's
we can discuss
absolutely my pleasure. Jack, we just can't wait. It's going to be great. And you know what? The weather in early June is great out here. Gets pretty hot later in the summer. So they picked the perfect time for you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we had that in mind when we set these dates up. So looking forward, that plant material should be looking really good. Yep, keep your fingers crossed. All right. Thanks, Peggy Ann.
You're welcome. Have a great day, everybody.